sounds and samples. Wait.
How about Satellite?
Oh.
Or is that
not,
tough? Is that
not,
a tough one?
Not linked.
Desire? Desire's good.
Yeah, okay.
Desire's good with all the...
No.
complicated,
Yeah, but I'm in a completely different mode, so it's quite difficult. Yeah. Some of the songs were rearranged slightly, to give them a lot more freedom on stage.
Tonight.
Right. This is playing 2 or 3 samplers at the one time with...
Yeah, improvisation for us is something that just happens in the middle of the songs, you know. It's not like somebody calls for a long solo or we go to the bass or drums. It's sometimes as we're performing, new ideas just present themselves as we go along. Sometimes we actually remember them. We bring them into the same song at a different show, but it's really it can happen to you in songs you played for 3 or 4 years. Suddenly you'll just find that there's something new coming through, and we tend to just follow those ideas down if they happen on stage.
As we feed around about 230 up to 400 people a day for breakfast, lunch and dinner. So it's quite hectic, it's quite busy. So. The band tend to eat similar things every day, the same as there's a lot of Irish crew as well. So the major overriding factor is that there's potatoes every day.
Let's go, Dads. Come on.
Hey, what do you want to know? So you're from Spain?
Oh, who's lying?
Yeah, every time. We do actually cheat. We do actually make it sometimes. But when we're in Spain, there's some excellent places that make it. So we tend to buy it in. We have it brought in because it's just so good. And it's a good favourite, actually, when we're in Spain. The band enjoy it as well.
Yeah, look, we get blisters for you too. How's that? But Irish band, potatoes, it sort of goes hand in hand.
Zoo TV es una verdadera ciudad dentro de la ciudad. La mayor parte de las 230 personas que trabajan en ella es de nacionalidad irlandesa. Como si de una gran familia se tratara, cada unidad aporta en el proceso de producción su granito de arena, pero nadie ha podido acceder al resultado global. Muchos de los que trabajan en Zoo TV no han podido ver todavía el espectáculo de U2. No es posible estar a la vez en el puesto de trabajo y ser espectador de Zoo TV. Gracias al sistema de intercom, es posible localizar rápidamente a cualquier persona en esta ciudad. Peter Williams intenta encontrar a Dallas Shue, encargado del cuidado de las guitarras de The Edge.
Okay, here I am.
Where are you, Dallas? Say that again?
This is Dallas.
Yes, I know it's you, Dallas, but where are you?
I'm looking at these strawberries.
Looking at strawberries. We've got a Spanish TV crew here wanting to talk to you, and you're looking at strawberries. Big news, Dallas. You're going to be very big in Spain, all right? So get those guest tickets ready. What's your favorite thing about Spain, Dallas?
My favorite thing about Spain, besides the wine, is their classical guitars, the nylon guitars. They're well made.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you very much. That was Dallas Shue.
Back to my strawberries now.
Yeah, you go back there. That was Dallas Shue, who looks after all of Edge's guitars. We're going to have a look at some of them.
We play completely differently in rehearsal than in front of an audience. It's quite incredible, the adrenaline and as you say, that constant audience-band connection makes it's like you can't compare. Larry plays differently, plays louder, and all the time there's this constant thing where you're feeling the audience, whether they're with you or not with you. And
Now we're in the place where all of the Edge's guitars are kept. We're just at the side of the stage, underneath the stage. This is where Dallas works, Dallas Shute. He looks after all of Edge's guitars. Edge has trillions of guitars, and I don't know anything about them, but here they all are. You can see them all here. And yeah, there's lots and lots of them. Quite how one man can use so many guitars in such a short space of time, I don't know, but... see, they all have names. This is Black E2 here. This is Black E2, Grey EC. There's a Yamaha 2000. I have no idea what any of this means, but I'm sure it's all terribly interesting for guitar buffs. And I really shouldn't touch them because I'll probably break something, but I'll just show you my favourite guitar. This is my favourite. This one here is my favourite. I'm sorry, Dallas, I shouldn't really do this, I know, but this one's my favourite. Remember this one? I love this guitar. This guitar is older than any of us. Isn't that a strange thought? This guitar was made before any of the band were born, and it's my favourite. It goes way back. It reminds me of gigs from many years ago. So I'll put it back, but don't tell Dallas we took it out. Okay. So here we are on stage. These three people here are the linchpin of the road crew. This is Sam O'Sullivan, the drum tech. So Sam, a few words about working with one of the finest drummers in the world. Just give us a 2 minutes on the drum kit here.
A tour?
Yeah, a little 2 minute tour if you want.
Okay, basically it's your it's quite a small drum kit, as you can see. It's Yamaha. The real special thing about the kit is that it's got a Brady snare, which is really cool. It's a 12-inch diameter snare, and it's quite powerful. And it made the sound sort of the last album, which was quite cool. Small kit, and there you have it. All right.
With Adam for just over about a year. Bass guitar I've done for about 5 years with different bands. But with U2 just for about a year.
Cada uno de los 4 músicos de U2 tiene un asistente encargado del cuidado de sus instrumentos y de realizar las primeras pruebas de sonido. Ellos son los otros U2.
Well, it's kind of a strange thing, I suppose. To me, you have to accept them as being stars, but at the same time, they're very normal, down-to-earth people that like to get up in the morning and eat breakfast and drive their car and stuff, you know. And I suppose when you work this close to them for a period of time, you accept that they are stars and have to carry out a persona as such, but they are quite normal people. They're like, you know. Spain, I haven't really been involved in doing too many concerts in Spain, I must admit. The last time I was in Spain was Madrid. I've been in Madrid and Barcelona. I think Madrid was probably the best concert. It was probably in 1987 or 88 in the football stadium. It was pretty wild. Good audience.
This is the Royal Telephone, which we're just sound checking here. Some of the finest sound engineers in the business here. On this very telephone we have called. Presidents have been called, pizzas have been ordered. We even called John Major one day. What do you think about Spain?
My favorite thing about Spain, well, one particular bull arena that we played at was really interesting. The old, the buildings, and just the lifestyle of people in general. Is everything, of course, the great beer they have, and you know. Next week, hey, next week we'll be there in Spain.
I couldn't answer that really at this point in time. I'm not going to get into that. No. The Fly, nope.
The Fly still, you know, raises the hair on the back of my neck. It's just such an enormous thing.
Well, I think when Bono's talking about that, there's a certain amount of irony in what he's saying. Things change, you know, between the band members, our position in the decision-making and the planning and the ideas. It's always ebbing and flowing, but we are essentially a four-piece band and a band in a real sense.
Este es el camerino que ha utilizado Bono para caracterizarse como Mephisto. La publicación, a comienzos del pasado mes de julio del álbum Zooropa, ha dado argumentos al grupo para la creación de nuevos gags.
The spontaneity bit comes in that we're going to change pretty much every image. The first show is on Sunday. If somebody goes to the first show and the last show and they see the same image twice, they should just yell snap, because we will be changing these things all the way through. On top of that, the band are still very much in control. They decide, like, a lot of the stuff will be fired in off their sequences.
I think still my favourite piece is when the band are just in the middle of the stadium. You know, there's no effects, no video, no nothing. It's just the four of them in the little stage in the middle of the arena. And the thing that's great about that is when you have a show that's this excessive, you almost have to prove that you don't need the technology. Because at the end of the day, they can still go out there and play. Just the four of them can go out there and play, and it's still great. And it just proves that all this stuff isn't here because they need it. It's not here to prop them up, you know. It's just here because they want it, you know.
I don't know what Zoo TV is, so I guess it must be art.
U2 ha roto barreras y ha marcado un hito en el futuro de las macrorepresentaciones en directo. Cuando dentro de 30 años recordemos cómo fueron los 90, pensaremos en U2 igual que pensamos en los Beatles o en los Stones cuando recordamos los 60.